Imagine two guys are about to race on a track, 100 meters. Pretend they're clones, but they have different scenarios. The first guy, if he wins, he gets 100 grand. The second guy, if he loses, he's gonna be killed. Who do you think is gonna want it more? Probably the second one. They have different goals, but one's based on wants and one's based on fear. One has something to gain, one has everything to lose. Now, let's frame this to you. Your goals, obviously, you've been working toward them, but sometimes you take the easy way out. Don't lie, it's okay. I mean, we all do it. I do it. Instead of doing what we need to do, we do what we want to do. Gaming, skipping, procrastinating, avoiding the daily tasks that you have for more immediate rewards. I'm not here to tell you that you need to get your shit together, because you're already trying. It's not like you haven't been trying. It's hard. The goals we want and have, the hardest part about them is staying consistent and always showing up. The most successful people, the people that are best at showing up, all have one thing in common almost always. And that's because they had to, or they felt like they had to. They had no other option. They had no easy way out. You and I, we don't have that situation where we absolutely have to. If worse comes to worse, you probably got a little bit of extra money right now that you can live, I don't know, actually, it's pretty expensive right now, but when worse comes to worse, we're probably still gonna be okay. You can probably move back in with your parents for a little. They didn't. They had no option. They go homeless. We're like the first guy. We do the best we can. We want the results of the habits that we've been working on, but the person that has more at stake, the second guy, is always gonna be more consistent. What if I told you that we can frame things to making you have to achieve your goals? Thanks to these, I've stayed a lot more consistent than I was before and helped me to just wake up and take life seriously. So if you wanna wake up and take your goals more seriously than ever, specifically by reframing your mentality, using fear to your advantage, as well as some light punishments, watch this whole video. First, let me remind you, you're gonna die. I'm gonna die. We all will. It's inevitable. It's easy to get caught up in life so much that we forget that we only have so much time. We're only getting older. I remember when I was like 6 or 7, and I asked my dad after reading a book together in my room about George Washington and like cherry trees or something. And like the innocent little kid I was, I asked my dad what he's doing now. Of course, then my dad explains, of course, what death is and that he's dead. And I just start bawling my eyes out and crying in fear. Life just feels like it's gonna keep going on forever. And I think a lot of us live like that. The thought of it ending scared me, and it still does, to be honest. It's my biggest fear. I don't know how you feel about death, but I mean, to some degree, we're all scared of it, because I mean, you're still here. It's human nature after all. All fear can pretty much be traced back to death, but we can use this to help us. We can use the fear of it to realize, yeah, we only have so much time to achieve what we want. I imagine asking myself when I'm old, sitting on the porch, close to death, barely able to walk, would I regret how I lived and what I did? Was I the dude that just went for comfort and always settled, did what he was told? Or did I live for going for and achieving what I want, not what others want and imposed on me, and deal with the discomfort? Anytime you might start steering off course too much and getting distracted, ask yourself if the future you would be benefiting from what you're doing right now. Give yourself the perspective of going for the least amount of regrets before you die, and then do those things. We're all gonna have regrets. You're gonna have to make choices, but you have the option to choose what you regret. What would you regret the least? If you clicked on this video, you probably regret more of not putting in the work than losing out on indulging in distractions and pleasures instead. It's not bad to here and there, of course. Actually, it's important too, but we have to make sure the habits that are leading to our goals are coming first. Put in the effort like you're dying, because you're closer to it than you were yesterday. We all commonly hear the advice of having a why, your reasons for what drives you to stick and stay with the problems, but we always frame this why positively. We want to have a nice body, get the dream job, make an impact on the world, which they are great. Don't get me wrong, like you should have those, but it doesn't completely give you that sense of urgency sometimes that you need to do it. Our goals and reasons for why we do what we do are usually more of a desire, not a need. It gives you more the vibe of, I want to do that, but I don't need to do that, almost in a sense. So instead of positive whys, let's make some negative whys. What kind of life do you not want to have? What job do you not want to have? What kind of person do you not want to be? If you can use these whys and frame things to drive you away in an act of fear, you'll most likely notice that it motivates you a lot more than just doing it for the benefit. Like, keep the benefit, but use the fear too. I frame my main goals now with positives, of course, still. With the negatives, help me get that extra push sometimes that I might need in order to stay consistent. One of them being, I don't want the average job. Maybe that's you too. It honestly terrifies me. I don't want to live my life being just told what to do and working for someone else's dream, stuck being probably underpaid and they get all the reward, and most of all, unhappy, because your job is going to be how you're spending most of your life. I'm not going to settle for a job anymore that just narrowly pays the bills. I just know that over time, I wouldn't truly be happy. With these whys, if you can first identify what you don't want to be, then line up goals to have a clear guide of what the opposite of it is. It puts it into your head that you have to do everything in you in order to avoid the negative outcome, and this is the way away from it. The exact opposite for me is this channel. It's stupid and unlikely, but I know it's something that I'm actually passionate about, and more importantly, I'll put in the work because in my head it's either this or working a restaurant job for the rest of my life, and I'll do whatever it takes to stay away from that. I had fun when I did do it, but It's gonna be so hard on your body when you get older. I'm also thinking about learning to code because I don't have many things going on for me, to be honest, and I need more useful skills. Figure out what you don't want, break it down, and make sure it means something to you, something you absolutely can't stand. So do some soul searching. You've got to sit down and analyze yourself and determine what terrifies you. Lastly, you need to be putting more at stake. You have to give yourself some urgency to do it, or you never will. Never will consistently, at least. Obviously, we can't change our situation and put ourselves in a complete have-to situation where we're and going homeless if things don't go right. That'd be dumb, obviously, but we can set up punishments for ourselves. Every time, depends how extreme you want to go. Each time you steer off course, procrastinate or skip studying, you have to pay a friend or roommate $10. Now you'll lose money each time, and your friend, they'll take free money any day, so now they're gonna be watching you like a hawk. It could be even just telling your friends or family what you plan to do, because now they know about it, and next time they see you, they're gonna ask how it's going. I just told you about how I want to learn coding. I didn't need to. Also, I know it's gonna be really hard, but now I'll feel more accountable if I don't at least start working towards it and making a little bit of progress by the next video, especially if one of you asks. For now, I'm just focusing on starting. Experiment and test what works best for you. Could be even like me, where you tell yourself in your head, you tell yourself some like negative feeling. That sounds terrible. The feeling of knowing that I could have done what I needed to, but I didn't. And then playing in my head all the times at work, I'd be so pissed at myself for not making the most of my time to work towards my goals, because time is so valuable and I can't afford to be wasting it anymore like my old self would. Whatever bothers you the most, make the consequences related to that. It could even be something as silly as having to buy and wear your favorite team's rivals jersey and then wearing it for a whole day, you know, like those fantasy football like punishments, something like that. Even I don't know, but make the way out harder so you condition yourself to have no way out of what you need to do. Your goals will only be as serious as the consequences you have, so make sure you're not going light on this. I seriously hope that this video helped you to reframe some of your thoughts in a motivating way to work towards the best version of yourself in reaching your goals. Hopefully you feel a little bit closer to not just wanting, but needing your goals. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, consider liking this video and maybe even subscribing. No pressure, but either way, have a beautiful rest of your day. Focus on doing your best today and strive for progress.